This hot and spicy quickie is one that I'm honestly just slightly nervous about because it's using the hottest pepper there is. It's called Boot Jolokia, also known as ghost pepper. And it's not kidding about being hot and spicy. I mean, there have been videos on YouTube, if you're not familiar, look them up, of two guys who actually eat the hot pepper. And they go through this pain. I think it's like 20 minutes that they're shooting, and you see them eating it, and 5 minutes later, and 8 minutes later, and just the slow burn, and the experience, and the hot head, and the fire in the ears. So that's not supposed to scare you. We're not eating an entire pepper. We're just going to have some of the powder, a very small amount, because it's literally, well, I'll go into it later, what it means, but it is the hottest. It's like 10 times hotter than a jalapeno. Hot. So, we're making ghost burgers. They're amazing. And we're going to start with some onion. So this is a half of a small onion, and, oops, okay. So we're just going to chop the onion. Hi, Yay. You're not getting any of this ghost pepper. Not a good idea for dogs. Okay, so you're making a burger, so you want it to be pretty small chop, you know, almost a dice. As much as I happen to like a lot of onion, so I'm doing the entire half an onion. All right, so put that into the bowl. Then, 1 garlic clove. That just helps to break it up a little bit first. To take off the skin, makes it so much easier. Then slice off the butt so that you don't get the roughness. And cut that up nice and diced. I love garlic despite the breathiness of it. Well, none of this is good. We have onion, we have garlic, we have this insanely hot pepper. So this is not a dish for the breath. It's a dish because it tastes amazing. And if you like things hot and spicy, this is definitely one for you. Okay, so diced garlic. All right, then parsley. And I always like to have fresh parsley. It's expensive to grow or to buy at the store. So I have it growing in my window. So tear off some pieces of fresh parsley. Parsley isn't only great for your breath, it's also great for digestion. It helps to detox the body. So take that, dice that up a little bit. Okay, that's good. You can do a little more if you want. All of this is to taste. The only thing that's not to taste is the pepper. In fact, you can do it to taste if you want less than what I suggest. That's the only thing I would say. I can endure very hot pepper. I think it says something about someone, how much hot pepper they can take. But I wouldn't do more than this. I had an experience with having too much the other day. Not fun. Okay, so according to the company, so the company is Boot Pepper, B-H-U-T Pepper, and you can contact them at bootpepper@gmail.com. And they gave me this recipe for the ghost burgers, and I'm following it because I don't want to screw this up and have too much and have the burgers be inedible. However, I do like the extra burn to it. So they suggest don't breathe this in. Like, don't put your nose over it to smell it because you don't want to get this in your sinuses, believe. So they suggest 1/8 of a teaspoon. So this is 1/4 teaspoon. So I'm just going to do half or even less than half, just to be on the safe side, maybe a little less. All right, so we have the onions, the garlic, the flat leaf parsley that I grow, and the about 1/8 teaspoon of the Boot Pepper powder. Then a little bit of salt. The reason is because you want to season the meat. You want to amplify the flavor, not make it salty, but just add flavor to it. So I'm going to do about 1 teaspoon of salt, and this is sea salt, which is really the only salt that I use. And then they suggest black pepper. I love white pepper. It gives, again, another little bit of a nice burn, but not as intense as the black pepper. It's more about the flavor with the white pepper, but still it is a bite with benefits, just like the boot pepper. Boot pepper is the most intense bite with benefits when it comes to this. It helps to increase your metabolism, so you're burning more calories naturally. So I'm going to do about a teaspoon of white pepper. I put white pepper in pretty much everything because it's just so good. Okay, and this is the extra lean ground turkey breast. You can use beef if you want. You can use ground chicken. You can use whatever you want. I really don't care. I like to have super low-fat burgers, and this is 1.5 grams of fat, 120 calories, and 26 grams of protein per serving. So that's what I'm using, because I know that I'll actually eat it and not feel bad. So you can also do this with, if you're going to make your own veggie burgers. Why not? Add the extra yummy spice to amp it up. Okay, so put that in there. All right. I'm going to make my first burger patty. Okay. You don't want to mush it too much because you don't want to just completely destroy the meat. Yeah. It's like the easiest healthy dinner or lunch, and it has the amazing metabolism boosting benefits. I mean, what could be better? Okay. Flip that over. All right, the burgers are ready. They've been cooking, obviously off camera. Because it would have taken just entirely too long. Beautiful, nice little brown sear. They smell amazing, gotta say. And I'm ready to eat. I'm starving. Oh, but I don't want to just have the burger, so I'm gonna have some tomato slices on it because of the benefits of tomatoes, the lycopene. They're so good for you and tasty, and add a nice dose of moisture. So, a few tomato slices. Then I'm going to have some spinach instead of just lettuce. I actually enjoy spinach. You know, people say kale is the new spinach, but it's hard to have raw kale. So kale, filled with iron, so good for you, has a lot of calcium, fibrous. You want to incorporate as many leafy greens as you can into your day. So anywhere you can get just a few extra, fantastic. Then these sandwich slims, just because these are the multi-grain, it's significantly lower calories and carbs than your average hamburger bun. This is 1 gram of fat, 90 calories, and 22 grams of carbs. So I'm actually just going to put them down to get a little bit of heat and toast for a second. Move one of these burgers aside. Ow. Okay. Just for a second so they can get heated. Then I'm going to have ketchup, a condiment that cures, condiment with benefits, again, the lycopene in the ketchup. Now, it's said that if you have a lot of ketchup, like 5 tablespoons a day, then you can help to minimize your risk of cardiovascular disease because of the lycopene. This is a reduced sugar ketchup, which I prefer because I just don't like it to be so super sweet. And it's 5 calories, 1 carb, and 170 milligrams of sodium in 1 tablespoon. Not bad. So I happen to like that. And then I am going to have the fat-free cheese, which is hardly cheese. But, you know, every calorie counts. So it's a little bit warm. I don't have a toaster. If you have a toaster, put it in the toaster oven. It's better. So have 1 burger patty. Then I'm going to put some of the cheese right on top of the patty so that it melts just a little. It would melt more if I put it in the toaster oven. Then a couple slices of tomato and some spinach raw. If you want to jazz it up a little bit, jazz. My mom says jazz it up. I never thought I would be the person who would say jazz it up. But if you want to jazz it up a little, you can put onions and spinach and grill them together a little bit. And then it's nice and juicy and just adds an extra component. And then some of the ketchup. I love ketchup, okay? So yes, I'm going to have a lot of ketchup because I love it. And my low fat, I'm going to cut it in half so that I can get to the... All right. Now, finally, at long last, I get to have a bite. Mmm. Spicy. It's really spicy. But the flavor is so tasty. I love the bite from the ghost pepper. It's like a slow burn. It starts little, then it slowly goes up a little higher. If you want to add even more, add sriracha or Frank's Red Hot Sauce, both of which I love, and sometimes we'll mix with some ketchup. Add that on just to amp up the ketchup a little bit, which I think will be okay with these actually, but test it before you make it spicier. So that is your hot and spicy ghost pepper burger quickie in the kitchen today. Watch out, your mouth is now going to be on fire. I know mine is.